Hello, everybody. This is Stephanie and Chelsea, and we are the co founders of CS Planners. And I want to welcome you to Mental Health Week.
Today we are joined by Ronja, who's also known as the Queen of Joy. So, Ronja, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, thank you so much. Queen of Joy, I got this nickname in a beautiful retreat in Portugal. And I thought, well, I like that. I write that on my business card. So I like to make this world like a more joyful place because I think if you have joy, success and good connections, wonderful relationship, everything follows joy. So taking care of yourself first so you can feel the energy from the inside out, and then you can treat others just better. You have more patience, you have more to give if you take care of yourself first. And I teach that in my Joy Academy, and on my website joyismycompass.com you can have awesome free resources where you can dive deep into creating joy this way. Creating joy for yourself in different ways.
That's
awesome.
My passion. And I know that, you didn't just start off being joyous. I know you had some troubles throughout school by being bullied and everything. So can you talk us through what it was like being in school, being bullied, and basically how did you get here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's not this was the cure and that was my thought and all of a sudden everything was well. It's a journey. Life is a journey, and our experiences have a big impact on ourselves. And now looking back, I'm even grateful for these experiences, but it was devastating. When I was a child, I was so insecure. I didn't have, the snappy answer to some kind of attack. So I was the perfect target for bullying, because I was always like, I just cried. When I was overwhelmed, I cried. And my mother, who is a very independent and strong woman, she always said, don't care so much what other people think of you, or just make yourself a little bit, what do you say in English? Like rare? That like you don't want to, can I join? That's like, no, you can't. That's easier for bullying. But it was so hard. I wasn't implementing what my mother told me, and it just really took years. And then I joined a scout division where I was like needed and integrated, and I was helping for leading the little boys. We had mixed divisions where girls were leading little boys, so we called them the wolves. And I'm like dashing through the woods with these little guys. That gave me confidence. And I think there it started to I felt better and better. And with feeling better, everything gets better.
I love your story. And I feel like so often in bullying, at that time, it's so hard to not care. But just like your mom said, right? Like it just, be unique. It's good to be unique. Embrace that. And I feel like, but so often it's hard to do that. It's very hard. If you were to give some tips on those right now that are struggling with bullying and they're there, just like expand more about what do you wish you would have done, or what advice would you give them that are struggling with bullying?
Because I have this experience, I can now understand people so much who are grown-ups and getting bullied at work, and what I like to do, it depends on your age, but if you are watching this, you are old enough to meditate. I love meditation, and I love to have your invisible team, like really envisioning your gardening angel, if that's something what speaks to you, or like having a spirit animal, or just a powerful animal by your side. I know it's a bit controversial, like spirit animal belongs to the Native Americans, but I think like animal power belongs to the whole world, and it doesn't have to be a spiritual thing, but just like having a lion with me, or also for a child, like what animal would you like to have as a support? And then, but But if you're too little and then you talk loudly to your lion, that might backfire on your bullying. But in my Joy Academy, I have one module where I suggest that if you want, you can see which animal just approaches you. And then, having people like, I have a black panther underneath my desk and I feel better. How weird is that? And I say, how cool is that? It's free. You don't have to tell anybody. And you just feel like, ooh, I have something powerful. Or you can take your black panther to your meeting and then you speak up when you want to say something. I like mental, it's just in your imagination, but it really makes a difference in your feeling. And meditation can bring you energy. Or I have a golden bubble meditation where you imagine you have a golden bubble around you. And just walking through the streets of Zurich, I live in Switzerland, I'm Swiss, and like sometimes I have to laugh out loud. I have my golden bubble around me, my animal, my spirit guide, my gardening angel. Like I have an escort of people, and yeah, that empowers me and brings fun and joy. And as you are standing up tall, you're all of a sudden not so interesting anymore for getting bullied.
That's so true. And I know another part of your story is that you've lost a lot of friends at such a young age. So how did that impact your decision to, not be upset and be like, well, I'm next, all of my friends are going, and to really, empower yourself to keep living life with joy?
I think as weird as it sounds, or as devastating as it sounds, we can gain a lot of motivation out of that fact that this life is not forever. And as I learned or like experienced that, wow, it's just over for him. He's dead in this grave. It was so devastating, and the grieving process and everything was so early. I was 17 when it hit, and it hit over and over again. But there was always some kind of risk involved, like motorbikes are dangerous. Going into the snow is actually dangerous. An avalanche isn't danger. The possibility is quite high if you're in the snow. But then my sister's best friend died because of a heart attack when she was 25. And I was like, wow, okay, I don't have to go motorbiking, not even snow involved, like nothing involved. So, and you said that beautifully, like I wasn't thinking like, ooh, I'm next, but like, okay, I can drop that any given minute, so I better enjoy every given minute. And the cheesy saying, enjoy your day as it would be your last, that's actually really my deepest core belief, that this is what I have now. I love to talk with you now. I'm present. I'm enjoying it. I will have dinner with my family afterwards. Like, enjoy what you experience. And if you don't like it, change it, because it's precious to be here. And we have no guarantee for nobody and nothing. And that gives me power and motivation to make the fullest out of my life, but without stress, or like I don't have to go bungee jumping and parachute flying or whatever. I do just the normal life, but very present, and I want to create joy for myself and for others.
I absolutely love that. That is so empowering, because I feel like in situations like that, when you lose like people, and there's one of two ways that it can go, right? And I feel like I love your story and how you were able to turn that and use that to really start focusing on today, because I feel like, especially in Mental Health Week, and I feel like that is so important, is just being present. And I feel like if you could kind of give some tips on how to be present, because I feel like right there, that is such an important lesson for everyone out there right now that is listening to this. This is probably, I feel like, one of the best things. I absolutely love the idea of being present. And I know when I have anxiety, I used to have anxiety, I'm free from it now, but I've learned the tools that I need. But I feel like being present is actually can be quite challenging sometimes, right? So what kind of just tips or advice that helped you during that time? What kind of advice would you give?
I think what helpful and very easy is to use all your senses, that you are really like feeling where you're sitting or standing, and also being aware, do I stand on one leg or do I have both feet on the ground? And then I tell my people in the Joy Academy, we do the golden bubble meditation every morning in my Facebook group. And then as you need energy or like grounding during the day, you can imagine just standing on your golden roots again, where the energy is just flowing into your body. So again, visualizations are so helpful. And then, like, what is the air like? What do I see? Like, what do I hear? Or then if you don't like what you see and hear, go somewhere, like if possible into nature, or even just outside and feel maybe the rain, feel the cold or the heat. Just, I'm here now. I am here. And then affirmations like, yeah, I am here. This is now. Like just going with your thoughts and empower yourself with little tiny simple things like, I am breathing, my heart is beating, everything is going to be okay. Or that has to be tailored to your kind of point where you're at, but think of, in a good moment, think of things which are empowering to yourself, and maybe you have a list somewhere, and when you feel like, you go there and read it through, maybe read it out loud, and then you maybe don't like one sentence, so you cross it out and think of a new one. Just work with yourself to coach yourself and be kind to yourself. And I think the worst thing is when you push yourself over the cliff because you say you're not worth it, you're useless, then it's really bad. Then I think you need some help from the outside. But if you just feel low, I really believe that we can not pump us up, into a good mood, like ha ha ha, but like, it's okay. I'm here. I'm step by step. What do I want? What do I need now? Like talking gently and kindly to yourself, and if possible, call a friend and talk things through. Yeah, but being present with your senses very consciously, I think that's helpful. And I like the rooting, like roots into Mother Earth. That feels like she carries me already.
I actually had a colleague one time. She would always tell me, she's like, you're a tree. Don't worry, you're a tree. Plant your feet on the ground. You're rooted, you're planted, you're not going anywhere. The wind's going to blow you, but you're stable. So I love that you also relate to that, because it's so true. Now, I do have another question. I know for Steph and I, whenever we start talking about, like, let go of the negative things that are holding you back, be happy, there are still days where we have those low days. It's raining, we're tired, whatever's going on. We still have those down days, but we've always had people say, but you're supposed to be people that promote happiness. Do you ever get that? Or are you a person that you also allow yourself to feel these different feelings?
Yeah, I think that's super important, because feelings are like messages from your body, from your soul, and listening to them is so important, and not pushing them down or just like cancel. That's not helpful. I like to ask myself, what do you need right now? Like a good cry or a tantrum or just being so angry. And then what I think is just fair or helpful for people around you, like I have a 10-year-old daughter, I can tell her, for example, lately I saw a documentation of the wheat production worldwide and all the poison they put on that, and it's all in our pasta and in our bread. And I was so pissed and angry after that. I was like, "Urgh." And I told my daughter, it's not about you. I'm just like really, really angry at the moment. And then she can like, no, mama is just weird at the moment, but it's not about me. And then I can be angry as long as I want. But then, like, if I dive all into the feeling, I like to step back when I'm done with being angry or being sad. And that can be a whole day, like watching Netflix, just saying, I know I need a pause now. So I need some cheesy Hollywood something. I watched The Holidays even in summer for the 700th time with Cameron Diaz and
Great
Kate.
movie.
I love them. And then when I'm done, I can ask myself, what do I need now? What's my next step? And then I can kind of, like with your car, go in the line again, in the lane to drive to my future. But having pause days like today, I'm out. I think that's very healthy and very normal. And then when we allow us to feel all that, we are back faster than if we say, that's not okay, I should be happy, what's happening with me? Yeah, just acknowledge how you feel.
I love that, because I feel like a lot of times people think of positivity or being positive or a happy person means you have to be happy 100% of the time. That's sometimes, I've heard that before, where it's like, shouldn't you be happy all the time? But how you described it is incredible, because it's those days where, you know, you're not as happy, you know, that it's okay to be like that sometimes, and you can still be an incredibly positive person because you have those days to appreciate more, right? It's good to have those different emotions. So how you described it, I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and if you really are in the anger or in the sadness, it's kind of a joyful thing to be in there. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like this joyful, but it's like, oh, so sad. I'm so sad. And it's kind of a joy in that, to just be in this lake of sadness. But as I don't push it away, I can climb out faster, and faster means maybe it's 2 days. That's okay too. But if you're not hard on yourself, I think if you're kind and caring, then everything is easier, and then you can define your happiness again. I don't think we all need to have the same happiness or the same joy. It's personalized. You can be a very quiet, introverted person, but have your own joy, like made by myself in your field, and everybody feels it. You don't say anything or not much, but it's just good to be around you because you found your own personal way of how you want to feel joy, even though you might not share it so much. So be aware of yourself. What do I need? How do I want to show up on the stage of life in my way? And if people are like commenting or like try to bully, if you are within yourself, like safe within yourself, you win life and you win your day. And yeah, it's just a nice thing to be here. And as we don't know how long we're here, I think that's my motivation to seek that inner personal, my own joy all the time.
So how do you approach every day with joy? Like, how do you enter the day and say, I'm going to have a great day today? What is your process to make sure it's filled with as much joy as possible?
I'm basically a joyful person, but I think, you know, some people say you are also always joyful. That is that fake, or what's happening with you? And I say I invest quite a lot. I do my morning magic, you know, with meditation, sometimes with EFT. I don't know if you know this technique. And then I journal, and I do some workout, even though I hate working out, but just like I'm kind to my body. So that has an impact on myself, how I start my day, how I treat myself the whole day. So I had a coaching client, and he was like a very eager one. I could just give him homework, and he did every technique and tool and exercise. And after a really short amount of time, he was like, this weird thing, all these weird things, they work, but it's kind of exhausting to be happy. So it's like when you train, you have sore muscles. So yeah, I'm 43, so I'm in this happy game for a long time, and I did so many coachings and courses and seminars, and learned so much about myself and the whole world and how I want to live my life. So yeah, I'm kind of the pro without being too proud about it, but I invest a lot of energy in that. And then I think what really helps is if you work something you love. I mean, I built my own company, but I had a long journey doing different things. What I really avoided is like toxic people in a work environment. I never had that. And if I would have had that, I would walk away like, bye. That's just not good for my soul and for everything I am. But just adjusting. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow, but if you really hate your job, please look for other options. You don't have to quit today. Build your plan A, because actually you're in plan B at the moment if it's so bad. Build your plan A and then leave plan B as soon as you feel safe enough to really cut this paycheck off. But don't stay for years and years in a situation where you're just waking up and like, oh, I have to go there. That's just not healthy. And in the long run, you will ruin yourself. In general, like relationships, jobs, food, everything you hate or you don't feel good has an impact on you. And if it compounds over years or the whole day you are around people you hate or you don't like or they hate you, that's just devastating. Just leave that as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Can you let everyone know again where they can find you?
Yes, so it's joyismycompass.com. That's my website. If you want to have one awesome team member, the invisible team, you can go to joyismycompass/UA. You can hire a universal assistant for free in your mind. That's a very cool thing to do. And like helping you having fun the whole day with a mindset trick. And on Instagram, I'm also Joyce My Compass, so you find me that way.
Amazing. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here and sharing your wisdom with us, because your message is truly empowering. There is joy at the end of the day. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling that day, but at the end of the day, you need to do what makes you happy. And your message is so strong, and we're so thankful that you're sharing that with us. We have linked all of your stuff down below. So if the viewers watching, you can go connect with her down there as well. We also have a link to our new book, Impossibly Possible, that is officially launched May 11th. And you're actually working on a book right now too.
Yeah, I just finished with the recording of the audiobook today. Yay! And my book is called The Joy Compass, written for women and for men, for finding out what you really want and realize your dreams. And it will be out at the end of June. So still working on the final settings, and then it's out in the world. Thank you so much for mentioning it. I was like, no, I didn't talk about my book.
No problem. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll connect with you again soon. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.